डोनाल्ड ट्रंप आ गए। जरा प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की शुरुआत हो रही है, अब सीधे वहां लाइव लिए चल रहे हैं, पत्रकारों से मुखातिब हैं, क्या सवाल जवाब होते हैं देखते हैं।
We have a lot of things going in terms of product being purchased by India. We just had a meeting. A lot of the press was there. I thought it was a great meeting with some of the biggest businessmen in the world. They come from India. They're agreeing to invest billions and billions of dollars. You heard it for yourself. They're going to be investing billions of dollars in our country. So that was the purpose of the trip also. We're all set for $3 billion worth of helicopters, the Apaches, and various other types. In addition to other equipment, they're buying that. And they're buying a lot. They're going to be buying a lot. And they're also going to be buying a lot of our energy, all forms of our energy, because they need energy, and we have more than anybody. We're number one in the world now in energy. So that's going to be very exciting. But I thought it was a great 2 days. It was a fantastic 2 days. I'm going to be not at all controversial, because I don't want to blow the 2 days plus 2 days of travel on one answer. One little answer like John will ask me one little simple question, and you'll blow it out, and that'll be the end of the trip. They won't even talk about the trips. I'll be very, very conservative in my answers, if you don't mind. But we did. We had a great time. We had a great meetings, and we're going for a state dinner, and then after that we get back onto the plane and we go back home. It's going to be about 19 hours.
आज हम वापस भी चले जाएंगे.
But we look forward to it. Get in tomorrow. But this is a tremendous country.
आपका
1.4 billion.
देश एक महान देश है.
Probably at least the most people.
और
And it's a tremendous market, and they really like us, and I think they like us more now than they've ever liked us.
और हम उन सभी को बहुत पसंद किया हमने. और मेरे बीच और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के बीच बहुत अच्छे संबंध रहे, और हमने बहुत विषयों पर चर्चा की, और लोगों के साथ बातचीत हुई, लोगों के संबंधों को हमने गहन किया, और ये 2 दिन बहुत स्मरणीय रहेंगे मेरे लिए और हमारे लिए, मेरे परिवार के लिए. लेकिन
we brought in some Americans from a ship because it was really the right thing to do, and they're in quarantine.
बहुत से लोग बहुत सी बातें सोच रहे हैं.
We discussed a lot of
हमने
different elements. We actually discussed
बहुत से विषयों पर चर्चा की,
and at this moment
द्विपक्षीय मामलों पर चर्चा की,
much of a problem. They feel
और भारत में भी कुछ समस्याएं हैं, और हम समझते हैं कि बहुत अच्छे तरीके से उनको सुलझाने का प्रयास भी किया जा रहा है. हमारे कई $1 मिलियन के करार भी होने जा रहे हैं, हम और अधिक बढ़ाना चाहते हैं आपसी संबंधों को, आपसी लोगों के बीच में संबंध हो, हम ये भी चाहते हैं. हम भी लोकतंत्र देश है, हमारा भी, आपका भी लोकतांत्रिक देश है, और इसलिए ये सब के लिए एक गौरव की बात है कि हम लोकतंत्र में विश्वास रखते हैं.
Mr. President, you just addressed coronavirus, so I will put that aside for the moment. You tweeted about Justice Sotomayor yesterday, saying that she and Justice Ginsburg should recuse themselves from future cases dealing with the administration. What is the basis for your opinion on that?
और उसका क्या आधार रहा, क्या चर्चा रही, क्या पता पाएंगे.
While during the campaign, when I was running,
हमारी अच्छी मुलाकात रही,
she was for, perhaps she was for Hillary Clinton. I can believe it. But she said some things that were obviously very inappropriate. She sort of apologized. I wouldn't say it was an apology, but she sort of apologized. And then Justice Sotomayor said what she said yesterday. You know very well what she said yesterday.
और भी चीजें थी जिनके ऊपर हमारी चर्चा हुई और हमने उनके ऊपर भी विचार किया और हमने देखा कि किस तरह से हम उन समस्याओं के बारे में विचार करके उनका समाधान कर सकते हैं और किस तरह से उपयुक्त कदम उठाए जा सकते हैं उनका समाधान करने के लिए। सब चीज़ें हमारी चर्चा का विषय रही और
such a terrible statement for a Supreme Court justice.
What's inappropriate about the statement? I'm not an attorney, so I can't really look into these. But, well, she seemed to criticize the White House.
संभवतः उन्होंने व्हाइट हाउस की कुछ आलोचना की थी। ऐसा नहीं था, उन्होंने जो कहा वो कुछ उपयुक्त बातें थीं कि लोगों के विचार अलग अलग हो सकते हैं, ये बात उन्होंने कही थी। तो अभी देखते हैं हम इसमें आगे क्या हो सकता है और हम किस तरह से इसको कर सकते हैं। और उन्होंने कुछ चीज़ों के लिए याचना भी की और बताया कि किस तरह से उपयुक्त तरीके से इस कार्य को किया जा सकता है और किस तरह से लोगों के संबंधों में और सुधार किया जा सकता है।
Thank you, Mr. President. The intelligence community believes that Russia is trying to meddle in the 2020 election. Do you
अपना
agree with their
प्रयास कर
assessment?
रहा है, आप
And what is
उस
your
बात
message
से
to
सहमत
Vladimir Putin
हैं
about
और इस
potentially interfering
परिस्थितियों में
regardless of the
आपका
candidate?
संदेश उसके बारे में क्या है कि क्या किया जाना चाहिए। हम
see Bernie, and they told Bernie about
और
something having to do with they want Bernie to win. They
वो
did
कुछ
not tell me.
अपनी
Intelligence never
चीजें
told me, and we have a
चाहते
strange
हैं।
thing that they went to Bernie. Now I find out if I
आप
believe what I read in some of
हम
your documents and
इसकी
some of your
प्रतीक्षा
papers
करेंगे,
that
देखेंगे
it was
कि
highly
ये सब
exaggerated.
कुछ कैसे
And frankly,
आगे
I think it's
हो सकता
disgraceful.
है
And I think it was leaks from
और
the
मैं
intelligence
समझता हूँ कि हमें थोड़ी
committee,
प्रतीक्षा करेंगे
House
और
version,
फिर
and I think that
और
they leaked it. I
बातचीत
think
करेंगे
probably Schiff leaked it, but
और
people
फिर
within that
देखेंगे
Schiff
कि
leaked
किस
it,
तरह से
in my opinion.
लोगों के संबंधों
And he
में
shouldn't be
सुधार
leaking
किया
things
जा
like that.
सकता
That's a
है।
terrible thing to do. But basically, they would like to see
मुख्य बात
Bernie is
उसमें यही
probably
है
winning and looks like he's winning and
कि
he's got a head of steam, and they maybe don't
हम
want him for obvious
एक
reasons.
दूसरे से
So they don't want him, so they put out a thing that Russia's back in him. This is what they do.
चाहते हैं।
I've gone through it for a long time. I get
और
it. I get the game better than anybody.
मैं उनकी
that's the
बात
way
को
it is.
समझा, उन्होंने
Terrible thing
समझा
to say,
और
and they didn't say it about me. I will say this: somebody
मैंने
leaked it in
बहुत
intelligence.
स्पष्ट तौर पर
Nobody ever
बताया
told me that.
उनको
We have Ambassador O'Brien in the audience.
कि
someplace,
हमारे
and he can tell
एम्बेसडर
you
वहाँ
that
हैं,
this
वो
was
भी
never
बातचीत
discussed
कर
with
रहे
us.
हैं
So I
और
think it's
चर्चा
terrible. They
भी
ought to
हो
stop the
रही
leaking
है
from
और
intelligence
हम
committee.
देखेंगे कि हम इंटेलिजेंस के बारे में और क्या कदम मिलकर उठा सकते हैं और फिर हम कैसे इस कार्य को आगे कर सकते हैं।
Mr. President, this is Madhu Bhatia Jha from Indian TV News, ABP
Yes.
News. And you're trying to get a peace deal with the Taliban, and India has a growing investment
तालिबान
in
के बारे में
Afghanistan. So
आपने
the way
कहा
the deal
और
is being worked
अफगानिस्तान के
out,
पर
what
वहाँ
would
भी
be India's role and
आपके चल रही
Pakistan's role in the
हैं
region?
और
Well,
इस
I
बारे
think India would
में
like to see
आप
it
भारत से
happen.
क्या
I
अपेक्षा
spoke
करते
with
हैं?
Prime Minister Modi today, and I think he would
प्रधानमंत्री
very
मोदी
much
के
like to
साथ
see
मेरी
that
उसके
see it
बारे
happen.
में
And
चर्चा हुई
we're
और
pretty close. We'll see what's going on. We've
हम
got 2 days now under our belt
बहुत अच्छी तरह
without
से
violence,
बातचीत
or
इस
I
विषय
guess a
के
minimum of
ऊपर
violence.
कि हम
And,
कम से कम
we'll see what
हिंसा
happens,
हो,
but people wanna
ऐसा
see it.
करने
It's
का
very
हमारा
interesting
प्रयास है।
about
लोग
this.
भी यही चाहते हैं कि
Everybody's
हिंसा
happy
कम
about
से
it.
कम हो
Even people that
और
are
सभी ये
normally
लोग भी
against
यही
me, like
चाहते हैं।
99.9%
तो
of the
इसलिए
time.
99% लोग यही चाहते हैं, लेकिन
Everybody would
अभी
like to see it happen. I was
हर
actually surprised. I
व्यक्ति यही
thought the
चाहता
Schumers of
है
the world would say whatever the
कि
opposite is, because that's all
वहाँ
they can do.
शांति हो और हम किस तरह से इसको कर सकते हैं, इस पर हम विचार भी कर रहे हैं। लोग भी यही चाहते हैं
We're trying very hard.
और इसके लिए हम भी पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि हम किस तरह से इसमें आगे सफल हो सकते हैं।
Tremendous praise for the fact that we're doing something. Other administrations have tried to do something.
दूसरे प्रशासन भी हैं, वो भी देखते हैं, उनको भी देखना पहले प्रशासन क्या करता रहा है। कई चीजें हैं जिनके ऊपर विचार करने की जरूरत होती है और हम देखते हैं
They have to police their own country. We're not a police force. It's like
पुलिस
law
फोर्स है, वो अपना काम करती है।
That's the way it is. So we'd like to, after 19, I can tell you, after 19 years, we'd like to
मैं
bring
आपको
our
बताना
young
चाहता हूँ
people back home.
आपको कि हम चाहते हैं कि युवा योग हैं वो वापस आएं जो वहाँ हमारे फंसे हुए हैं। इसलिए हम शांति चाहती हैं। इंटेलिजेंस रिपोर्ट हम तैयार कर रहे हैं किस तरह से इस दिशा में आगे बढ़ा जा सकता है। और समस्याएं तो बहुत हैं जिनका हम समाधान भी करना चाहते हैं। और ये सारा कुछ हम करना चाहते हैं कि लोग मारे जाएं। मैं चाहता नहीं कि बेगुनाह लोग मारे जाएं इस झगड़े में, मैं ऐसा कभी नहीं चाहता। तो इसलिए हम अपना पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं कि किस तरह से इसका हम शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से समाधान कर सकें। और क्योंकि ये विश्व के लिए खतरा बनता चला जा रहा है।
With the kind of kudos we're getting. Yes, please.
Mr. President, Namaste. I'm Saurabh Shukla. I'm Editor-in-Chief of News Mobile. If you remember, I interviewed you during your last campaign in New Jersey. And I asked you this question earlier at that time about the Trump doctrine on fighting out Islamic fundamentalism, which you spoke about.
इस्लामिक फंडामेंटलिज्म के बारे में मैंने पिछली बार भी आपसे प्रश्न पूछा था।
So what is your roadmap to fight out Islamic radical terrorism?
इस्लामिक रेडिकल टेररिज्म के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं, क्या करना चाहते हैं?
And if you check your maps and look at Iraq and Syria, it was
सीरिया में जो हुआ और बाकी जगह हुआ वो भी आपने देखा। हम इसको
because it doesn't matter. Somebody will say it was a Republican color, so I don't want to get people confused.
इसको समाप्त करने के लिए कार्यरत हैं, लेकिन किस तरह से करना है उसके ऊपर विचार करते रहते हैं। और मैंने इसके बारे में आदेश भी दिए हैं, हम जानकारी भी एकत्रित कर रहे हैं। और
Europe should take a lot of them back. So far, they haven't agreed to do that. They should do that because we did have a big favor. We captured them, but I did that.
और प्रयास करेंगे हम मिलकर कि ये और न फैले।
And Soleimani is gone. He's no longer putting roadside bombs all over the place. Somebody else may be, but he was the father, the king of the roadside bomb. All of those young people that you see with missing legs and missing legs and arms. I've seen every combination. The legs are gone. You go over to Walter Reed. I have to say the doctors at Walter Reed are incredible what they're able to do. Incredible. But that's what his thing was. He thought that was a beautiful weapon. Roadside bombs. It's a coward's bomb.
हम इसे रोकने का प्रयास करें
ताकि
जो भी युवा लोग हैं वो इससे बहुत प्रभावित हो रहे हैं और हम नहीं चाहते कि ऐसा हो।
Hamza bin Laden is now gone. And he was looking to do damage, and he's gone.
नहीं चाहते कि और क्षति हो, हम इसे रोकने का प्रयास करेंगे, इसके विरुद्ध हम संघर्ष भी करेंगे।
But at the same time,
लेकिन
Russia
इसके
should do
साथ ही
it, Iran should do it, Iraq should do it,
चाहते हैं
Syria should do it.
कि दूसरे
we're in a
मुल्क
different
भी
part of the
आगे
world.
आए,
We're doing it.
एशिया
Everybody
भी
says you're
आगे
the only
आए
ones
और
that can
सभी
do it.
इसमें अपना
At some
मिलकर
point, these other
प्रयास
countries,
करें
I mean, Iran should do it.
ताकि इसको
Iran
रोका
hates
जा
ISIS.
सके।
And they should do it. And we've done a great job. We've
और
taken our
हमने बहुत
soldiers
कुछ किया
essentially
है।
out of Syria, except for
हमने
little hot spots that we
अपने
figured, we'll do that develop.
सोल्जर्स को
But
बुलाया है,
we've
लेकिन
taken the oil. And
और
the
कदम भी
soldiers
हम
we have there
उठा
are the
रहे
ones
हैं।
guarding the oil. We have the oil. So that's all we have there. And now we have, if you look, we are down to a
हमारा
small force
प्रयास
in
यही
Iraq.
है कि ये और आगे ना हो। और हम ये भी चाहते हैं कि ये जो आतंकवाद है इसको हम पूरे जड़ से ख़त्म करें, रेडिकल इस्लाम को ख़त्म करने का हम प्रयास करें। और सीरिया में जो कुछ हुआ वो सारे विश्व में देखा, हम उसे चाहते नहीं। पाकिस्तान के बारे में आप जानते हैं कि वहाँ से बहुत से इस्लामिक ग्रुप हैं और वहाँ क्या कुछ हो रहा है आप जानते हैं। लेकिन अमेरिका ने अपना बिल्कुल स्पष्ट कर दिया है। हम बहुत पहले से ये प्रयास कर रहे हैं, पहले भी इसका लिए हम प्रयास करते रहे हैं और चाहते हैं कि हम 99% तो हम इसके रोकने के लिए हर संभव प्रयास करते जा रहे हैं। तो हम और आगे 100% इसमें काम करना चाहते हैं, इसको रोकने के लिए। और ये आप सभी जानते हैं कि हम कितने प्रयास कर रहे हैं। इसलिए हम पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं और जब से मैं आया हूं तब से मैंने इन प्रयासों को और आगे बढ़ा दिया है। धन्यवाद।
While you've been here in the country, in the capital northeast part of Delhi, there have been violent clashes. Police have been killed, some demonstrators, 9 deaths so far, we hear, in about 100
यहाँ demonstration थे, यहाँ भी देखा।
What did Prime Minister Modi say to you about this
इसके बारे में आपके प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के साथ क्या बात हुई और क्या हुआ ये सब कुछ। हमने धार्मिक स्वतंत्रता के बारे में उनके साथ चर्चा की और वो चाहते थे कि लोगों को धार्मिक स्वतंत्रता होनी चाहिए, भारत में ये है भी। और उनके विचार भी मैंने सुने और वो इसको करना भी चाहते हैं और इसके लिए वो पूरा प्रयास भी कर रहे हैं। मैंने उनके प्रयासों को देखा है, समझा है और उसके बारे में हमारी चर्चा भी हुई है। हमने अधिक कुछ नहीं, लेकिन इसके बारे में चर्चा थोड़ी जरूर की। हाँ, आप कहिए, आपका क्या प्रश्न है?
With the dailymail.com. I was wondering, do you think justice was served in the Harvey Weinstein case?
So I was never a fan of Harvey Weinstein, as you know. In fact, he said he was going to work hard to defeat me in the election. How did that work out?
चुनाव आ रहा है।
Figure that out. He was a person I didn't like, never liked. I don't know too much about the case because, as you know, I've been over here between traveling and being at meetings almost every hour of the day, every minute of the day. I haven't been able to really see too much of it. But I was just not a fan of his. I knew him a little bit, not very well. I knew him because he was in New York. Not a person that I like. I will say the people that liked him were the Democrats. Michelle Obama loved him. Hillary Clinton loved him. And he gave tremendous money to the Democrats, and I guess my
और डेमोक्रेट को उन्होंने काफी पैसा दिया, पैसा भी खर्च किया, ये सब कुछ वहाँ हुआ। डेमोक्रेट को उन्होंने काफी अधिक पैसा भी दिया, लेकिन ये सब कुछ हुआ।
I just want to follow up on that very quickly, if I can, Mr. President. Then I have a question that I wanted to ask you. But just on the Harvey Weinstein situation, this is being viewed as a milestone for the Me Too movement. What message can you, as president, deliver to women in America who are still afraid to come forward and share their stories of sexual harassment and assault?
Well, again, I don't know the actual results. I haven't seen too much because I've been in India, as you
जानकारी
know.
नहीं है क्योंकि अब मैं भारत में हूँ, वहाँ के बारे में मैं अधिक कुछ आपको इस समय नहीं बता सकता। लेकिन
it was a great victory and sends a very strong message. Very strong message.
सशक्त संदेश दिया गया है।
Follow up on hers quickly. Can I? Coronavirus specifically, Mr. President. In 2014, when the Ebola situation was very concerning to so many Americans, you tweeted, "Ebola patient will be brought to the U.S. in a few days. Now I know for sure that our leaders are incompetent." In all caps, you wrote, "Keep them
आप क्या समझते हैं कि जो नेता हैं वो सशक्त हैं और वे क्या कर पाएंगे और कैसे? अमेरिका में ये सब कुछ हो पाएगा।
There's a big difference, in case you don't know, between Ebola and coronavirus. Big difference. It's like day and night. And I felt that we should bring them back. They're Americans.
हम
We should bring
अमेरिकन
them
को
back. With Ebola,
वापस लाने का प्रयास करेंगे।
It's very explosive. It's very terrible. We're making tremendous strides on Ebola.
और इसके लिए हम काफी प्रयास भी कर रहे हैं।
People are living great. Let me answer the question. But there's a vast difference in bringing, especially in around 14.
हम विशेष प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
And at that time, nobody had ever even heard of Ebola or ever conceived of something where you basically people would disintegrate.
चाहते हैं कि लोग डिसइंटीग्रेट ना हो जो हो गया है।
We're doing the vaccine, excuse me. Yeah, we're doing a vaccine. We're doing a lot of
हम
things
अपना
having to do with
बहुत
Ebola.
प्रयास कर रहे हैं इसके लिए,
It's a horrible thing, but we have that now
लेकिन
very much under control, other than
ये
certain parts of the
स्थिति
Congo where
हमारे नियंत्रण में है
we can't get in.
और
So we're
इसलिए
still working on that.
हम
But
अपना
as far
प्रयास
as the,
जारी रखे हुए हैं
as far as what we're doing with the new virus, I think
और
that we're doing a great job.
और हम
I
काफी
felt
प्रयास
that,
कर रहे हैं
and
इसके
the
लिए।
decision was made in Japan. Let
जापान
these
की स्थिति हुई
Americans
थी,
come
वो भी
back,
देता था, वहाँ
and
पे ये
we'll see
बात
where
आई थी
they
कि
are, but they
अमेरिकन
were
को वापस
immediately
आ
put
जाना
into
चाहिए,
quarantine.
लेकिन
There's no
बहुत से
problem with
लोग
it
और थे,
whatsoever. They're all
उनकी
in
अपनी
quarantine.
समस्याएं थी।
And as you know, I approved $2.5 billion for just that purpose, and also for working and getting a vaccine.
For clarity, those with Ebola, when they were brought here, were quarantined, and all the Americans also survived,
I know,
right?
but the level of death with Ebola, at the time, it was a virtual 100%.
But
You
none
would
of the
have died.
Americans who came here.
You don't.
उसका
There's a
लेवल
very good chance you're not
बिल्कुल
going
अलग
to
था।
die. It's just it's very much the opposite. You're talking about 1 or 2%, whereas in the other case it was a virtual 100%. Now they have it.
1 या 2%
They have
ना
studied it.
होकर
They
दूसरी
know
तरफ
very much. In fact,
100%
we're
से
very
है,
close to a
इसलिए
vaccine. Yeah, please go ahead. Go ahead.
आपका प्रश्न क्या है, जरा आप पूछिए।
Oh, all right. We'll give you-
Hi, I'm Swati Chandrasekhar from TV5 Network.
Thank you.
So, how do you define, differentiate, and deal with the love of yours for Indians in India and Indians' love for H-1B visa in America? So, how do you differentiate this?
Yeah, we're talking about the H-1Bs, and we are.
आप H-1 वीजा के बारे में प्रश्न
relationship we
पूछ
have,
रहे हैं
this
और
is not
हमारे
from me, this
जो
is from almost
रिलेशनशिप
everybody
है
that saw it.
वो सभी
They say in the
जानते
history
हैं
of India, which has a long
भारत
history and
का एक
a
अपना
brilliant history
लंबा
in so many different
इतिहास
ways.
है,
There's never been a
वो हम
reception given
जानते
to
हैं
somebody like
कि
was
हम
given, and I
किस
would like
तरह
to
से
say for
देते
the
रहते
United
हैं,
States
और
of
मैं यही
America,
चाहूँगा
but
कि
nobody else
हम
that
दे
came
रहे हैं
here got the kind of
वीजा
reception we got. We gave. It was 125,000, I think, seats they had yesterday. They were full.
25,000 के
You
करीब
had
वीजा
thousands and
हमने
thousands
दिए
of
हैं
people outside.
और
Prime Minister Modi was
हजारों
telling
लोगों
me
को दिया
thousands.
है। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के साथ भी
It's not
मेरी
uncommon
इसके
for
बारे
me,
में
to be
चर्चा
honest with
हुई
you, but
थी
when I look at
और हम
125,000
देखेंगे
seats,
कि
an incredible scene
125,000
yesterday. In
लोग काफी
addition,
अधिक
all
है
of those people lined up from the airport to the
और
event.
लोगों ने
It
बहुत
was an
लंबी
incredible thing. Nobody's ever
लाइन
seen
है जो
anything like it. The
प्रतीक्षा कर रहे
ambassador
हैं।
just told me that he's been in India for a long time.
काफी समय से
He's never
लोग
seen, in
प्रयासरत
fact,
हैं,
both
लेकिन
ambassadors, our ambassador and the ambassador from India, said
इंडियन
in
के
40 years he's
एम्बेसडर ने
never
भी
seen
कहा
anything
था
like it. What took
कि
place
अभी जितना कुछ
yesterday
हुआ
and,
है इतना पहले
earlier than
कभी
that.
नहीं हुआ,
But
हमने
yesterday they've never
किया
seen
है।
anything like it. So it was a great compliment. It was a great compliment to our country. I'm the leader
हमारे
of the
देश के
country, but it
लिए
was a
एक
great compliment
कॉम्प्लीमेंट
to
है
our
जो
country.
उन्होंने
But
कहा है, हम इस
Prime
कार्य
Minister
को
Modi said today
कर
they've
रहे
never,
हैं।
ever had any
प्रधानमंत्री ने
event
कहा
like
है
that.
कि
They
पहले
said
ऐसा
usually when
कभी
somebody
नहीं
comes
हुआ
in, they have to
और
look for
इसलिए
people to fill up the areas. They said there was something very special. Look, it's a massive country in terms of its population. And people
अगर आपकी
just
जनसंख्या
wanted
देखें
to
तो
see,
उसमें
they
काफी
wanted to
लोग
pay their respect to
हैं
the
और
United
देख रहे
States.
हैं
So I appreciate it. I was a recipient in a sense, but I was just really representing the country. Yeah, Peter? Go ahead.
हम इसके लिए प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
Thank you. All right, thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate it.
Go ahead.
Mr. President, your newly installed personnel director has begun talking with agencies about finding people in the government that are not loyal to you and perhaps how large a list do you imagine this will be? Is this a big problem in your mind? How do you for us the scale of the problem as you see it?
Yeah, I don't think it's a big problem. I don't think it's
ये
very
अपने
many
आप में
people. I
बड़ी
think we
समस्या
had a
रही है।
whistleblower who was a fake,
जानते हैं
because if you look at the whistleblower as an example, if you
क्योंकि
look at his report and then you compare that to the transcripts,
उनका
it bore no relationship. So that was a sad situation and a lot of time wasted.
और इसमें काफी समय पहले लग चुका है, लेकिन हम अपना प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
Appropriate to have to benefit by something like that. Then there was supposed to be a second whistleblower. As soon as I read the transcripts, the second whistleblower was gone. Nobody ever happened to the second whistleblower. I'll ask you, where is he? Remember, he or she, the second whistleblower was going to happen. It was just a matter of moments. And then I released the real call, the transcripts, which are now 100% accurate, even according to Lieutenant Colonel.
इसके बारे में तैयार की जा चुकी है।
We want to have people that are good for the country, are loyal to our country.
चाहते हैं कि
Because
लोग
that was
इस कार्य
a disgraceful situation.
को करें।
Please.
Mr. President, Nilesh Suman, I am from Rajya Sabha Television. It's a parliamentary channel of India, upper house, like you've seen it.
Good.
India's concern is with neighborhood. And even
भारत
Prime
की
Minister
चिंता
Modi
आप
told that you are very
जानते
good
हैं,
friends.
प्रधानमंत्री
What is
मोदी
your
आपके
strategy
अच्छे
about
मित्र हैं।
terrorism that is coming out from
तो
Pakistan to India? Because we had been suffering
पाकिस्तान
from
के
this type
टेलीविजन
of
से जो
terrorism
कुछ
for
आ
last
रहा है
20
भारत
years
के
or so.
बारे में,
What is
उसके
your
बारे में
strategy?
आप
What
क्या
are you going to
सोचते
do?
हैं और उसके बारे में क्या किया जा सकता है?
I have a very good relationship with Prime Minister Khan, very good.
मेरे
We talked
संबंध
about it today at
बहुत
length,
अच्छे हैं। हमने इस विषय पर बात की है प्रधानमंत्री के साथ।
No question it's a problem, but it's a problem
और
they're working on it. India is, it's a brave nation too. There's no pullback from India.
जो है
And
अपने
we
आप
just
में
hope, and I said I'll help, I'll do whatever I have to do if I can
कार्य
do that.
कर रहे हैं। हम चाहते हैं कि ये संबंध अच्छे हों, लेकिन उसके बीच कुछ समस्याएं हैं जो चल रही हैं, और मैं अगर उसके बारे में मीडिएटर के रूप में कुछ कर पाऊँ, मैं उसको करने के लिए सदा तैयार रहूँगा। और लोग कह भी रहे हैं और हमने इसके बारे में कुछ चर्चा की थी, और हम चाहते हैं कि इस समस्या का समाधान हो।
He's a very religious man, as you know. He's a very calm man.
वो बहुत धार्मिक व्यक्ति हैं, काम हैं, लेकिन वो बहुत सशक्त भी हैं, वो टफ भी हैं।
And he's got that foremost in his mind, terrorism.
और
He'll take care of it.
हम आतंकवाद के खिलाफ एक हैं।
Please. Go ahead. You right here.
आपका प्रश्न क्या है? आप अपना प्रश्न पूछिए।
Thank you. Backbenchers have been waiting for far too
धन्यवाद।
long. I'm Richa from Business Line, and we would like to take you to your today's meetings.
मैं आपका ध्यान दिखाना चाहूँगा आज की बैठक। भारत में आने से पहले आपने कहा था,
In the morning you spoke about energy security and energy deal.
आपने
And you are already
सिक्योरिटी
the
और
fifth supplier
एनर्जी
to our
के बारे
country.
में बताई।
You said other sources also. We
आपने
would like
अन्य
you to
संसाधनों
elaborate
की
on
बात
that.
की।
When
हम
we are
चाहेंगे
talking energy
कि
security
आप हमें
and
बचाएं
energy
कि
deal.
एनर्जी
What are we
सोर्सेज,
looking
सिक्योरिटी
at?
सोर्सेज
And
के
is
बारे में
nuclear
हम
happening?
क्या करने जा रहे हैं, और न्यूक्लियर के क्षेत्र में हम क्या करने वाले हैं। हमने बहुत से विषयों पर एक दूसरे के साथ चर्चा की थी, और हम 2 दिन इकट्ठे रहे, इन विषयों पर चर्चा की मैंने और प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने, और हमने इन सभी विषयों के बारे में चर्चा की जिनका अभी आपने उल्लेख किया। और सबसे अधिक आतंकवाद दिखाई दे रहा है इस क्षेत्र में, ये भी इस पर हमने चर्चा की और हम अमेरिका आपके साथ काम करने के लिए तैयार हैं। हम एक दूसरे को बहुत अच्छी तरह से समझते हैं कि हम क्या कर सकते हैं इसको रोकने के लिए, आतंकवाद को रोकने के लिए। लेकिन इसके साथ ही और मैंने प्रेसिडेंट के साथ भी बात की, और वो आपके प्रधानमंत्री बहुत सशक्त हैं, वो काम कर रहे हैं इसके लिए, और वो अच्छा कार्य कर रहे हैं। मैंने सभी के साथ बातचीत की और वो सभी काफी कार्य कर रहे हैं। अमेरिका भी इसके साथ मिला हुआ है, वो भी कर रहे हैं, और हम चाहते हैं कि दोनों देश एक दूसरे के करीब आए। और लोगों के बीच संबंध बढ़े, ये अच्छा हो सकता है। और अगर अमेरिका कुछ कर सकता है तो वो हमें लिए
fully quarantined.
हो
They call
सके,
it fully
लेकिन हम हर
quarantined.
चीज़
So,
को बहुत अच्छी तरह
we
से
did the right thing.
समझने का प्रयास कर रहे
If you were
हैं
out there, if you were an American and you
और
refused
जो
to have
अमेरिकन
any help from your country,
हैं तो
these
आप
were
कैसे
wonderful
महसूस
people.
करते
It
हैं
wasn't their
और
fault.
कितने सशक्त
So,
कितने अच्छे
but
लोग
we're
हैं यहाँ के,
down
ये
to-
मैंने यहाँ के
We're
समझा।
really down to probably 10. Most of the people are outside of danger right now. But we've had a very strict
तो हमने
line on the people that would take in the areas
हमने
from which
बहुत
we
सी
take.
बातें की,
And
बहुत विषयों पर
I
बातें
did
की
it very early. It's never done
और
before,
हर चीज़
and
को
I did it
समझने का
early. So I
प्रयास
think it was a
किया।
good decision as it turned out. Yeah,
और
please.
ये आपका प्रश्न?
Just wanted to follow up on my colleague's question about Russian interference. Can you pledge to the American people that you will not
American
accept
people.
any foreign assistance in the upcoming election? And on this idea of a purge in your administration, there was recently the departure of your acting DNI, Joseph McGuire. You replaced him with your ambassador of Germany, Rick Grinnell. Some of your critics have pointed out that Ambassador Grinnell has no intelligence experience, justifying to the American people having an acting DNI with no intelligence
Okay, first of all, I
experience.
want no help from any country, and I haven't been
मैं
given help from any
कहीं से
country. And
कोई
if you
सहायता
see
नहीं
what
चाहिए किसी देश से,
CNN, your
लेकिन
wonderful network said,
CNN का नेटवर्क
I
बहुत
guess they
अपने आप में
apologized
अच्छा
in a
है।
way for,
उन्होंने
did they
एक तरह से
apologize for the fact that they said certain
क्षमा
things that
याचना
weren't
की
true?
थी जो कुछ हुआ
Tell me,
था,
what was their apology
और
yesterday? What did they say?
इसलिए
Mr. President, I think our record on delivering the truth is a lot better than yours sometimes,
Your
if you
record
don't mind me
is,
saying.
let me tell you about your record. Your record is so bad you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You have probably
I'm
the
not
worst
ashamed of
record.
anything, and our
You probably have the
organization
worst
is not
record in the
ashamed,
history
sir.
of broadcasting.
जी,
As far as McGuire is concerned, he's a terrific guy, but you know, on March 11th his time ended anyway, so his
लेकिन-
time came up. So we would have had to, by statute, we would have had to change him anyway. So the
Well, your
time
new
हमें
DNI
उसमें
have
कुछ परिवर्तन
experience,
करना
I
होगा इन
think,
सब
yes,
चीज़ों के
In fact, we're
मद्देनजर।
talking to 5 different people right now. I
हम
think all
अलग
people
अलग
that you
5
know,
लोगों से
all
बात
people
कर
that you
रहे हैं
respect, and I'll make a decision probably
और
over the next week to 2 weeks.
अगले
There's some very good
सप्ताह
people.
संभवतः हम इसके
But,
बारे में कोई
Joe McGuire is a
फैसला भी
very
ले
excellent guy.
लेंगे।
He's a very good man. And his
और
time was March
कर्मचारी
11th.
एक
I
अच्छे
believe it was
व्यक्ति
March
हैं
11th where he would have had to
और
leave.
Was he
हम
because he wasn't sufficiently loyal to you?
No, not at all. Not at all. He was pushed
No,
out
no,
because,
no,
frankly,
नहीं जी,
wasn't
नहीं,
pushed
ऐसा
out, he
नहीं
would have had to
है।
get out. On
ऐसा
March
नहीं
11th,
है।
he would have had to leave. But we're going to be making a decision on DNI very shortly.
और हम आगे इसके बारे में शीघ्र ही संभवतः कोई फैसला कर
Go
लेंगे।
ahead. Yeah.
Mr. President,
Well, that's not nice. Yeah, let her. I know, but you ripped the mic out of her hand. You can't do it.
So,
Boy, that wasn't very nice. He's.
President Trump, I hope you're having a good visit here in India. I'm Ruchi Bhatia.
मैं आशा करती हूँ कि आपकी यात्रा बहुत अच्छी रही। हमने आपको सुना, प्रधानमंत्री मोदी को सुना, और आज भी हमने सुना कि आप और उनके बीच में चर्चा हुई और भविष्य में आप क्या कुछ करने जा रहे हैं।
Figure out the kind of differences that were there
Yeah,
earlier,
we know
especially on data localization. That has been one of
क्या-
the sticky points.
We know
कुछ
the problems.
ऐसे प्रश्न हैं जिनके बारे में
Previous
चर्चा अभी
administrations
बाकी
had no
है।
clue. They didn't know the problems. I know the problems.
हमारे यहाँ
Being
कोई ऐसी
charged
विशेष समस्या
large
नहीं
amounts of
है।
tariffs, and can't do that. Can't do that. And
हम
so they understand that that's where I am.
समझते हैं
If they want to deal with
एक
us,
दूसरे
and
को,
they will, they're going to. Just like China. Everybody said you'll never make a deal
और
with China. I made a deal with China. It's a great deal. They're going to buy
चाइना की
$250
अपनी
billion
स्थिति है,
worth of product. And that's only a piece of the deal. It's a large piece. It's probably 40 to 50%, but it's an
लेकिन
incredible deal. In addition to that, we're taking in billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs that we can now use for
$1
phase
billion
2 because they want to get rid of the
लेकिन
25%. So we have the 25%. They want to get rid of it. Well, with India, India is,
25% है।
I think, the highest.
मैं
Again, I
समझता
said it
हूँ
before, but the highest tariff when you deal with India. Harley Davidson has to pay tremendous tariffs on
काफी कुछ वहाँ
motorcycles in here. When
लगा
India
चुके
sends
हैं।
motorcycles into the U.S.,
जब
there's
मोटरसाइकिल
virtually no
बेचता है
tariff.
इंडिया तो वहाँ
For the most part, there
स्थिति
is
अलग होती है। ये
absolutely no
सारी
tariff.
चीजें
So,
हैं
I just
जिनको
said that's-
कहता हूँ।
and we're working it. We're working it out.
हम देखते हैं कि क्या कर सकते हैं हम आगे इसके बारे में।
Go ahead.
Good evening, President.
I think we'll win that one easily. We're working on that. Yeah. We're working on that. Joe.
हम इस पर कार्य कर रहे
It's not a
हैं।
fair situation when one company is paying 100% in the case of numerous companies, not just Harley.
बहुत सी कंपनियां हैं, एक कंपनी 100% उस पर खर्च कर रही है, लेकिन हम इसको करने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
And we also did something. There was a form of rent control that was, if you put it in a different sense, it was
इसके ऊपर
given
भी
to India, and we
अपना नियंत्रण
terminated it.
रखने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
We terminated it. No, we're talking. We have great
हम
discussions. Look,
इसके बारे में चर्चा भी करते हैं एक दूसरे से। अभी हम किसी निष्कर्ष पर नहीं पहुंचे, लेकिन इतना आसान भी नहीं है।
It has to be reciprocal. And the money you're talking about is major, but the United States has to be treated fairly. And India understands that. The relationship is outstanding, but India
भारत के साथ हमारे संबंध में से बहुत
deficit for many years with India, with everybody, with frankly so many different countries. We've had a massive deficit, but a large deficit, $30 billion with India. It's now down to $24 billion because of what we've been doing.
बिलियन था, अब 24 बिलियन रह गया है।
We shouldn't have a $24 billion deficit. With other countries, we have
24 बिलियन रह जाएगा।
Japan, we're doing now 40 billion
और
is coming in.
जापान का 40 बिलियन चल रहा है। ये सारी चीजें हैं, इनका ब्यौरा है और ये चलता रहता है।
With India, it will be toward the end of the deal. And if it doesn't happen, we'll do something else. It'll be very satisfactory. It'll be very good. Go ahead. Who else?
President, my question is that you said at the time of the Article 370 abrogation that you would like to mediate in Kashmir,
Article 370 के बारे में आपने
कहा।
No, I'd like to be able to. No, excuse me.
My question.
Wait. I didn't say that. I didn't say anything about that.
मैंने इसके बारे में कुछ नहीं कहा था आर्टिकल 370 के बारे में।
Pakistan and India.
ये पाकिस्तान और भारत के बीच का मामला है,
नहीं है।
ये बहुत लंबे से समस्या चली आ रही है। इस समय आप इसके बारे में क्या कहते हैं? मैं समझता हूं कि भारत अपने लिए अपना सही फैसला लेगा, इसके बारे में और अधिक कुछ नहीं कहना चाहता।
Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Nilüfer Sahrawardy, an Indian journalist, and I have a very simple question. Now back
मेरा
home,
बहुत सीधा सा प्रश्न है। अब आप यहाँ से जा रहे हैं।
The first diplomatic visit to the country. How would you describe it? Cultural diplomacy, Trump diplomacy, or do you have any other words for that?
डिप्लोमेसी, कल्चरल डिप्लोमेसी, या आप वापस जाके क्या सोचेंगे कि आपकी यात्रा कैसे रही, कैसे कहेंगे आप इसे?
When we went, you probably saw where we were, and when you look at all of the things that we've seen today, when we look at yesterday the Taj Mahal and other things, in addition to working in between and even during, where we worked very long and hard with representatives from India, most particularly with the Prime Minister. I just think it's an incredible country. It's got unbelievable energy. You see that when you come in from the plane. See from, I think I can say, virtually from the plane to whatever venue we were going to, it was wall-to-wall people. They've never seen anything like it. Somebody said it was the greatest greeting ever given to any head of state.
था किसी भी राष्ट्राध्यक्ष को संभवतः इतना बड़ा स्वागत नहीं दिया गया जो हमें इस देश में मिला। यही याद में लेके जा रहा हूँ भारत से।
I think the diplomacy is a diplomacy of great friendship and respect, and I think it's going to all work out very well. I really do.
हमारी दोस्ती थी, कूटनीति थी, दोनों चीजें थी। मैं आपके देश की सराहना करता हूँ, मैं प्रधानमंत्री की सराहना करता हूँ, और हमारी ये मित्रता बहुत गहरी ही रही, गहरी रहेगी।
Go ahead, please. Please, go ahead. Right next to Steve.
Thank you, Mr. President. As you know, the Chinese government recently ejected several Wall Street Journal reporters. What is your administration considering to do in retaliation to that move? Are you considering banning or restricting the access Chinese journalists, for example, have to the United States?
So I haven't really been given a full briefing on that. We're going to look at it. We will look at it. It's something that I don't like to see. I don't think it's fair because we give very good access. Maybe some people would say we give too good. I don't believe in that. I think we give very good access, so I don't think it's fair. But we'll have a decision relatively soon.
हम अभी इसके बारे में
Please go ahead.
बाद में निर्णय करेंगे।
Go ahead.
Venezuela. So will you allow Indian companies to continue to buy Venezuelan oil from third parties, especially when you have sanctions?
Well, you'll be seeing something.
क्या उन कंपनियों को तीसरी
So there could be more stringent sanctions
कंपनियों
against
से
Venezuela?
तेल खरीदने
Or
देंगे?
against the Indian companies continuing
What's
to buy
happening
Indian
in
company ही
Venezuela is
रहेंगी.
so sad. People are starving. Here's a case where a country was wealthy 15 years ago and very wealthy 20 years ago. Very, very wealthy. The wealthiest in all of Latin, South America. The wealthiest, and by far, not even a contest. And when you look today, they don't have water, they don't have basic food, they have no medicine. It's incredible what's happened in Venezuela. No, we're watching Venezuela very closely.
अभी तक हम सब कुछ देख रहे हैं और उसके बाद हम उपयुक्त समय पर फैसला करेंगे.
You're going to see in a little while. You're asking a question right in the middle of us doing something. Go ahead.
मैं आपका प्रश्न नहीं समझ पाया.
Ali Mabul from BBC. There were some back home that were hoping you would raise concerns about some of these policies that Prime Minister Modi's introduced that discriminate against Muslims.
कुछ नीतियाँ थीं जो कहती थीं कि मुस्लिम के खिलाफ भेदभाव किया जा रहा था.
And we discussed that, and specifically Muslims, and we also discussed Christians.
But someone
I had a very powerful answer from the Prime Minister. We talked about religious liberty.
प्रधानमंत्री एक धार्मिक व्यक्ति हैं और काफी अच्छी तरह से मैंने उनसे बात की और वो एक धार्मिक व्यक्ति हैं. हमने
200 million Muslims in India.
मुस्लिम्स के बारे में जो रोम के बारे में जो क्रिश्चियन हैं उनके बारे में चर्चा किया. उन सब के लिए कार्यरत हैं और उन सब के साथ अच्छा सहयोग कर रहे हैं और ये सब कुछ हो रहा है. क्या आप समझते हैं कि मुसलमानों के साथ कोई भेदभाव किया जाता है? क्या इस प्रश्न पर भी कोई चर्चा हुई थी
I won the travel ban, as you probably know. A lot of people said I lost it. No, I won the travel ban, and we used the travel ban where we think there's, not based on religion, but where we think there's going to be trouble, where we're looking at certain countries. You know, we added a few countries onto it, but we won the travel ban and we won it in the Supreme Court. So the travel ban is not a thing against Muslims, it's a thing against areas where we don't want people coming into our country that are going to cause problems, cause harm, cause death, hurt our people. And I feel very strongly about that. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
President.
आपका धन्यवाद.
Thank you. I'm Ching Shang with Shanghai Media Group. I'd like to know, some people say that India could be to the U.S. in Asia during the 21st century what the UK was in Europe during the 20th century. How do you view it?
Well, I think that India is going to be a tremendous player over the next, it's now, right?
भारत
Over the next period of 50 years and 100 years.
अगले वर्षों में बहुत सशक्त होने जा रहा है और जनसंख्या और बहुत व्यापक देश है और उसकी कई संभावनाएं बहुत अधिक हैं और आर्थिक दृष्टि से भी वो बहुत सशक्त है. वो संभावनाएं भी हैं और आपके प्रधानमंत्री बहुत कुछ कार्य कर रहे हैं. शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में बहुत कार्य हो रहा है और भारत के बहुत से विद्यार्थी हैं जो अमेरिका में आ रहे हैं और उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा कार्य किया है. वहाँ अध्ययन किया है. हजारों लोग भारत से हमारे यहाँ आ रहे हैं स्कूल में पढ़ने के लिए और भारत बहुत प्रगति कर रहा है और इसका भविष्य बहुत ही उज्जवल दिखाई देता है. और मैं सम्मान करता हूँ प्रधानमंत्री के नेतृत्व का.
Go ahead. Pick one. Go ahead.
Sir, Rituparna from CNBC TV 18 India. American companies have been investing in India for a long, long time. Are you satisfied with the Indian investment regime, especially on issues like multi-brand retail and e-commerce, on which companies from US have a lot of interest in?
So I'm very satisfied because they're investing tremendously. I met Mr. Patel a little while ago. He's the largest steel person in the world by far. I don't think there's even a contest. And he's going to be building $1 billion plant in Alabama. We had the press left him there. Always a risky thing to do. But if you see let's say we answered 15 questions. They were talking about how much better it is to work in the United States now in terms of their. they have done a fantastic job. These
इन्होंने
are
काफी
some of the
कार्य
biggest.
किया है यहाँ भी
I'm
और
not
वहाँ
even sure if the
भी
media
और
really
मैं उससे
understood who they were. I
संतुष्ट
knew
हूँ।
many of them, certainly heard of all of them. The job they've done
मैं
is
समझता हूँ
incredible.
कि
But
उन्होंने
Mr. Patel,
काफी कुछ किया है
who's the biggest steel,
और
I think
संभावनाएं
the biggest
भी
steel
अच्छी
company,
हैं
certainly the biggest steel individual, but I think he's the biggest steel company by a lot. He's
बड़ी
investing
कंपनियां
billions of
हैं
dollars in the
वो
United
निवेश
States,
कर
and
रही
he's only
हैं
doing it because of what I've done to bring back the steel industry. The steel industry was dead, absolutely dead in the United States, and now it's a vibrant industry. It's incredible, and we need it. Again, we need it for defense. It's not just like certain
रक्षा
industries
के
that you don't
क्षेत्र
need.
में
We need it
उद्योग
for
के
defense.
क्षेत्र में
But
हमें
he
एक
was
दूसरे के
glowing,
सहयोग
and
की
one of the
जरूरत
reasons
है
he's
और
spending $1
वो
billion
हम इसको
in
कर रहे हैं
Alabama
कई
and
बिलियन
more
डॉलर
money in other
इस पर
places in the
खर्च
United
कर रहे
States
हैं
is
हम
because we brought it back. So we're very proud of that.
तो
So I think what
हमें
we'll do is
इसमें
we're going
बड़ी
to see some of you on the plane on
गर्व
the way back. It's been an honor to be here. It's an incredible
मेरे
place
लिए
with
ये एक
incredible
सम्मान की
leadership
बात थी कि मैं
and
यहाँ
an
आया
unbelievable
आपके
future.
साथ आया
And
और
I just want to thank you
मैं
all, and
देखता
I'll
हूँ
see
कि
you back.
आपका भविष्य बहुत अच्छा नजर आता
And
है
I think
मुझे
some of you are on
मैं
the
आप
plane, and
सबका
we can talk a
धन्यवाद
little bit on the
करता
plane
हूँ
too. Thank you very much,
तो
everybody.
बहुत बहुत
Thank you
धन्यवाद
very much.
आप सबका है।
नमस्कार, मैं हूं अंजना ओम कश्यप। हमें उम्मीद है ये वीडियो आपको पसंद आया होगा। लेटेस्ट खबरों के लिए यूं ही देखते रहिए आज तक, और इस वीडियो के पसंद आने पर लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें।